From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University now has a new homecoming queen. She was announced during halftime of last Saturday's game. Destiny Oliver was crowned the 2016 Homecoming Queen on Saturday by Chancellor Jack Hawkins, SGA President Olivia Melton, and last year's Queen Shelby Scott. Oliver was selected as Queen through an interview and voting process from a court of 5 young women. Oliver says she hopes her selection as Queen can inspire current and future Troy University students.
Just to keep representing Troy the best way that I can and show other potential students and other students the opportunities you have at Troy. My campaign was Boys and Girls Club Pike County, and so just going and volunteering with the kids, not just donating money, but actually going and getting to know them while they grow throughout their middle school, elementary school years, and potentially come to Troy one day. So.
Homecoming is traditionally a fun time for all, especially after a big win. However, there were some scary moments hours after the Trojan victory as Troy University sent out an SOS alert about shots fired on campus. Sarah Singletary has the details from the Sunday morning incident.
Sunday morning, a social event held by Omega Psi Phi fraternity in Sartain Hall came to an early end after reports of gunshots outside Sartain. No one was injured in the shooting, and the school is working with Troy City Police to try and find the responsible party.
The incident's still under investigation. Where our department's going to work in conjunction with the city, see if we can determine, if we're able to determine, who actually fired the shots. But the shots were fired outside of Sartain Hall, where there was a social function going on in the facility. At which point, everybody began to scramble to get away from the shots being fired, and of course, with that, we ended up, shutting down the social function for the protection of everybody that was in there also.
The shooting occurred just after midnight on Sunday, and Reeves said they gave the all clear about an hour later. Troy City Police assisted in the incident. Chief Randall Barr says they know shots came from a vehicle, but not necessarily what kind.
Yeah, we did have officers en route to assist. I don't believe we ever had a description of the person that actually fired the shots. All we know that we believe they were fired from a vehicle as they were leaving the area.
Reeves adds that he does not believe that the person responsible for the shooting was ever inside Sartain due to security.
We feel like they were there for the social event, but as far as being a part of the event, the hosting organization, no, we don't believe they were. To our knowledge, they never went in the facility because the officers were checking people going into the facility to see if they, were, armed with anything. So we don't believe that the person that discharged the weapon ever went into the event at all.
As of Monday morning, Sartain was open for regular school business. Sarah Singletary, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Once again, there were no injuries reported from the shooting. Reeves estimates about 3,000 people were in and around the event at the time of the shooting. And the week's worth of homecoming activities wrapped up with a step show in the Claudia Crosby Theater. Jalen Bivens has the story.
The Xi Beta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated held its annual homecoming step show this past Saturday. The event was very important to the brothers as it honored their chapter founder.
So tonight we had our annual step show, and this one was very special because it was in honor of our chapter founder, Big Brother Hitman Griffin. May he rest in peace. We love him. And like I said, it's an annual thing, and so it actually was a great turnout. We had a really good time. The teams did an awesome job. Can't wait to see the next one.
And though there was a lot of stepping that went on during the night, there was a group of young men known as Boys to Bow Ties that completely stole the show.
The Boys to Bow Ties, they did an awesome performance. And believe it or not, I believe their representative reached out to us and said they would like to be a part of the show. And of course, when we see young guys doing great things, we're definitely going to open our doors, welcome them with open arms, no questions asked.
The little kids, the Boys to Bow Ties, they were very, sound, they were on everything. They were very well taught or coached.
The winner of the step show was the Omicron chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated of Auburn University. The Troy Alphas will be hosting another step show in the future.
We do, actually in the spring. This spring we're doing the annual Black History Step Show. I don't know if it's actually hosted by Alpha Phi Alpha, but we definitely will be participating in it.
Jalen Bivens, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll take a look at all of the activities building up to the big rivalry game against South Alabama. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
The Trojan football team traveled to Mobile to take on South Alabama this week. However, the team wasn't alone. A caravan of 8 buses filled with Troy students headed south as well to cheer on the Trojans in the battle for the belt. Jordan Elston has the details.
Troy University students will be filling the stands in Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile on Thursday evening due to a collaborative effort between Troy Alumni Association, Student Government Association, and athletics.
SGA had wanted to do this for their members, and so we decided that we were going to get buses for our SGA members to go down. And then we had student alumni hop on with us, and so to get more buses. And then we had so many students wanting to go that we had to rope in athletics to then help us fill the rest. And so that's kind of how it all got started.
As we get to talking, I said, okay, well, athletics will match you bus for bus that you guys fill up to go down to South. And, it just kind of took off from there. And every couple of hours at first, they were calling me and saying, hey, can we add another bus? And then can we add another bus? And sure enough, we kept adding buses.
Students who purchased the $20 tickets will meet at the Trojan Arena parking lot at noon and will need to bring their student IDs and all access passes.
So we are leaving that early to tailgate, so they're able to tailgate with the Alumni Association. So that's included with the ticket, along with their bus ride and their ticket into the game. And so that's what the $20 packet is. And so they'll be able to enjoy pre-game activities and as well as the game.
And for students who are worried about missing classes to watch some Trojan football, don't worry. SJ has you covered with university excuses.
So all the students, whichever packet they got, they will get a class excuse. Well, after the game, when we get back, probably on Friday, there'll just be a large stack of them in the SJ office where students can come and pick them up.
And to get students in the right mindset for this week's football rivalry matchup, the Student Government Association organized a series of events affectionately being called South Hate Week. It kicked off on Monday when students got to swing a sledgehammer at an old junk car and deface it with spray paint on the social quad beside the Trojan Center. Seth Hawk has the details.
So walking across campus today, you might have seen this old banged up car with a lot of spray paint and a lot of dents in it. That's because a lot of people started off their South Hate Week with a big old swing.
Troy University's Student Government Association teamed up with the Student Alumni Association in order to bring students this unique South Hate Week event.
Well, today this is the start of our rivalry week against South. We did this last year. It's the Beat South car. Students will have a chance to come over and beat the car with a sledgehammer and the face with spray paint.
With homecoming week in the books and midterms over and done, one student thought of this event as therapeutic and a good way to get ready for the South Alabama game on Thursday.
So much stress and just about school and life, and just to get to hit a car, and not to mention just the rivalry that's what's going on to represent your school. Woo! Like, it's crazy.
The South Alabama Hate Week will continue until Thursday with multiple activities on deck to get the student body ready for the game that could mean Troy becoming bowl eligible.
For the rest of this week, you can expect a lot more events just to get the hype up on our campus as we go take on South on Thursday. On Tuesday night from 6 to 9, we're going to have like a band party, bonfire. It's going to be really lit. It's going to be awesome. And that's going to be from 6 to 9 at the Trojan Arena right behind it in the grassy area. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be having a photo booth from 10 to 2.
To keep up to date with all the activities happening on South Hate Week, you can follow the SGA on Twitter at TroySGA. Seth Hawk, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Rivalries between schools can get pretty heated. I mean, look what happened to that poor defenseless car in the last story. However, the battle for the belts has become a battle of friendly insults on the internet between the two schools. Jalen Bivens shows us how a hashtag has spilled over into real life.
The hashtag Hate South Week is filling up Twitter with Trojan fans pointing out things that they think are greater than South Alabama during this rivalry week. From the mundane to the cinematic, there are examples of imaginary films that are better than South to actual movies that people aren't that fond of. There are even some medical issues involved with the friendly rivalry, and the greater than South analogy spilled into the real world on Tuesday with the SGA's Trash Talk Tuesday table, where the students got to write their own examples of what they think is greater than South.
So today is Tuesday of Rivalry Week, and that includes a bonfire, a pep rally tonight, and what's greater than South right behind me. What's greater than South is kind of an opportunity for students to just get on board with Hate South Week, and just people rallied up for the Trojans to bring back the Battle of the Belt.
We've seen it on the internet, we've got an explanation of what Trash Talk is, and we've taken a walk around campus to see what students think is greater than South.
Biting into an undercooked Hot Pocket.
Clowns on campus, better than South.
Running out of gas on 231.
The Samsung Galaxy Note 7.
Not finding parking on campus.
The scum on the bottom of my shoe.
Running out of money in your checking account.
The $3 minimum credit card purchase at the gas stations.
Losing your job.
When people give out spoilers is greater than South.
My GPA is greater than South.
Hillary Clinton as president is greater than South.
Jalen Bivens, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And Rivalry Week heated up on Tuesday night as the SGA got students fired up for the South Alabama game with a hot pep rally. Ryan Renfro has the details.
It was an evening of live music, free food, and rivalry as Troy students assembled outside Trojan Arena for a bonfire on Tuesday night to showcase their Trojan spirit and prepare for this week's football matchup against South Alabama.
It really started as just a bonfire and just something to excite the student body, and now it's become this really big event.
And if you look closely into the flames, you see it isn't your ordinary bonfire. And while South Alabama gear is being burned to the ground, Troy students' level of excitement for Thursday's game is a fire that seemingly cannot be extinguished.
I can't even put it into words. I'm so excited. I love this school. I love our football team.
It's something to get excited about, and we want the students to be able to get behind something more than just the normal stuff and just make Rivalry Week a big deal.
24-18, that was the score of Troy's loss to the Jags last season. But fast forward to this year, and a 5-1 Trojan football team, and a rivalry week that, as you can see, is getting pretty heated.
Atmosphere just pumped. People are ready for the game on Thursday, and this kind of adds to that whole atmosphere of excitement and enthusiasm for Troy.
And as the game draws near, students share what a win would mean to them and how the battle for the belt goes beyond the gridiron.
To have something tangible to bring back to say that we did this and it's our accomplishment, it would just mean the world. I know for a fact to me, but definitely probably to the players too.
To bring that title back is more than just football. It's how we're solidifying ourselves as an excellent university, how we educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, and the body to act.
The Trojans will look to bring the belt home to Trojan territory on Thursday. Kickoff against the Jags is set for 6:30 p.m. Ryan Renfro, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll see how art is being used as a therapeutic tool on Troy's Montgomery campus. So stay tuned.
I think what Troy Public Radio does uniquely in this community is take the time to tell longer stories. That's one benefit of public radio, is that we actually have a lot of time to delve into an issue, to delve into a story. We're able to take the time to tell longer stories. And really, radio is such a personal medium and it's such a direct medium that I think when we're doing that, and we're doing it specifically in this community, we're giving you a different perspective on the world and a different perspective on what you need for your daily life. And also bringing you closer to the people that live in your community. Maybe it's not somebody who lives next door to you or even down the street from you. Maybe it's somebody who lives 2 counties over, but you know their story and you know why it's important because you've spent time with them, listening to them on the radio, and a large amount of time. So I think that's what makes Troy Public Radio unique to this part of the world and unique to what we do every day.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Montgomery residents are being offered a new way to deal with stress and anxiety. It's called Veterans Voices. Ryan Renfro has more from our Montgomery News Bureau.
If they've ever been to the Rosa Parks Museum, a lot of times they say no.
Madeline Burkhart says Montgomery residents visit the Rosa Parks Museum once and never come back.
We want to know why. Why is that? What can we do to fix that? How can we continue Mrs. Parks' legacy in the 21st century?
And now, in her efforts to continue Mrs. Parks' legacy, Burkhart has introduced Veterans Voices to Montgomery residents, a 7-week art therapy workshop aimed at helping veterans cope with stress and anxiety.
When they come home, they have all of this stress and anxiety and no avenue to get that out.
And as for the artwork itself, each piece is being crafted away from the museum at the homes of each artist.
A lot of people are wanting to do this at home, just to have their own personal time and their personal space to reflect on what they're doing.
Inside the Rosa Parks Museum, you'll find a volunteer working the front desk, a man whose niece recently passed away with a heart condition, a niece that to him felt more like a child. And now with his participation in Veterans Voices, his painting will bring his child into a new light.
I'm going to do an angel. I'm going to try to do her face as close as possible. People grieve different ways, and this would help me in my grief to her.
Burkhart says she hopes to hold Veterans Voices again next year. In Montgomery, Ryan Renfro, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Some Troy University students were cooking up some experiments along with baked goods in the Trojan Center this week as a part of Chemistry Week. Kyle Shook has the details.
The Troy Chemistry Society is raising funds during National Chemistry Week, but they're doing more than just selling baked goods.
We are doing experiments. We just did elephant foam. It turned out a little disappointing, but I should have done 30% hydrogen peroxide instead of 3%. And we're also combining potassium iodide with lead nitrate, which are both clear liquids, but they produce a yellow precipitate, which is crazy because they're both clear liquids.
The Society is celebrating this week because of a very particular day, October 23rd.
October 23rd is a significant date because it has to do with moles, 10 to the 23rd power. So that's why it's that week.
The Chemistry Society is also selling cupcakes with an element symbol iced onto it. All of the proceeds go to the Chemistry Society, which provides many benefits to members.
We get to learn about professions in chemistry, so we get to meet with professors, we get to tour different campuses and learn about what opportunities they have for grad school, even the medical professions.
And in true scientific fashion, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Kyle Shook, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Ooh la la and Sacre Bleu. The French Club held their French Film Festival Wednesday in Bibb Graves and showed the second of what will be 6 films. Jamal Kennedy has the story.
Did you draw this, Dusty?
Tuesday in Bibb Graves Hall, room 129, their French Club showed the second of what will be their 6 films this fall, titled Ernest and Celestine.
Today, it was like kind of lighthearted, a mouse and a bear, and what happens when they get together, and lots of sweets. And you can go and see it and not feel you've been heavily imposed upon later.
French Club partnered with the French Embassy in Atlanta to make all of this happen, but this isn't the club's first rodeo.
This is the 3rd time we've done this in the last 4 years. You apply every year, and if you're approved, then they will set you up to with a grant. We have a grant. We do this through the University Grants Office, and we'll have 6 films, and we have to show them within 30 days.
French Club partners with the Spanish Club on some occasions, all with one goal in mind.
We need to get students here exposed to more and more international films and art.
The next French Film Festival movie will be Pierre Le Fou.
It stars Jean-Paul Belmondo, who's one of the great, if anybody knows anything about French films, he's one of the great actors of all time. This was out of 1971, so he's still a fairly young man in his late 30s when he made this film. And it's a kind of detective type film.
You do not have to be a member of the French or Spanish clubs to join the watch parties. All students are welcome. Jamal Kennedy, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Most students know that the freshman 15 is no joke, and if students are looking to lose those extra pounds, the new American Muscle Club is here to help. To get students excited about working out, the American Muscle Club has some fun and exciting workouts that anyone can do. Samantha Charles has the details.
When you hear the word American Muscle, you might think of the car. But one Troy University student put a whole new meaning to the name. Denzel Veal, a graduate student at Troy, co-founded the American Muscle Club at the early age of 20, with the hopes of creating a healthier and more active America.
It honestly just derived from me just wanting to do something better with my life, and I just took the things that I knew, and I created a fitness club, and it's been working good ever since. We're trying to encourage the campus to promote health, fitness, and diversity, and to push it back out into the community as well.
The club has branches all across the United States on various college campuses, with Troy University being its 6th branch.
It started at Valdosta State in Georgia, and it expanded to Miles College. Then it went to Kennesaw State in Georgia. The 4th branch was at West Georgia. The 5th branch is at Alabama State, and the 6th is here at Troy.
The American Muscle Club focuses on creating fun and energetic workouts to fit all age groups and all skill levels, even if you are just a beginner.
You can honestly be a newbie. This organization is made to give students a foundation on fitness. So that's what we are. We basically a fitness family on campus that encourages each other to have a healthy and active lifestyle.
We're not a group that just goes and lifts weights. We try to teach people and motivate people to better their lifestyles mentally and physically. As a group, we have people that support each other, and that's what we're here to do, is support each other for a healthier lifestyle.
Well, it's time for our last break. When we return, we'll learn about the upcoming men's basketball season. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I was afraid of that.
Well, guess it's time to get you fixed.
Your pets will start fooling around sooner than you think.
Go on, get out of here!
Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
If you're a true Troy Trojans fan, you'll refuse to miss Trojan Sports Network. Join Ryan Renfro and Jamal Kennedy in the Troy TrojanVision Sports Grill. Game reviews, previews, and exclusive interviews with the coaches, players, and playmakers of all Troy University's athletic teams. Thursdays and Fridays at 7 and 11. Or stream it online via our YouTube page. Don't miss Trojan Sports. Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
The Trojan men's basketball season tips off with an exhibition match on November 3rd. We'll get a preview of the season from head coach Phil Cunningham in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be talking some Trojan men's basketball, and my guest today should know a thing or two about that, head coach Phil Cunningham. Phil, thanks for joining us here today.
Great to be here, Aaron.
And season starting up here, you've just now started practice, but how are things looking so far with the Trojans preseason going into this new schedule?
Well, we started a week from Monday, and we're milking every minute we can get out of the NCAA. They allow us 20 hours a week, and so we're doing 2-a-days, about 3 days a week right now to get those 20 hours in. But it's going really well. We've got a lot of experience back, more experience than we've had in the past. 8 out of our top 9 players back. Alex Hicks was sitting out last year, so really 9 out of our top 10 guys back. So, and added some veteran guys who know how to practice and how to prepare every day. So it's really gone well to this point.
And of course, you've got those returns come back. You got a couple of new players, including a big transfer in the offseason. Kind of talk about some of these additions you brought to the team this year.
Well, Devon Walker is our transfer from Florida. He took advantage of the NCAA's graduate transfer rule. He was all SEC academic, 4 years at Florida, and he graduated early and had a year left of eligibility. And we wanted to get involved. As soon as we saw his name on the wire as being available, we jumped in because we needed a big physical wing that we haven't had here since we've been here. And he definitely meets that criteria. And he's been terrific since he's been here. He's got a team-first attitude all the way. And and just really excited about what he brings to the table in terms of winning experience and toughness.
And of course, but with the new players, you do have that experienced team coming back with a couple of big names that a lot of fans out there have know about and have seen. So how do you think the returning players are going to kind of work things out this year?
Well, Wesley Person, we know he's the first Sun Belt, first conference freshman of the year in Troy's Division I history, and he followed it up last year, was all Sun Belt selection, had another terrific year, and I think he'll be on all the preseason all Sun Belt teams. I think he's got a chance to be the player of the year in the league, and he's a guy who's just gotten better and better because he's got that great combination of work ethic and character, and those guys just continue to get better. Jordan Bernardo's another guy who was probably runner-up for freshman of the year last year, and I think probably the young core talent we have in our program is probably something we've never had here at Troy because we haven't recruited high school as in the past, high school players like we are now, and so I think you're seeing those young guys develop and get better. And the best thing about a young guy is he gets older, he gets more experienced. But Jordan had a terrific freshman year, expecting big things from him. Another guy who's here that's really talented young man who nobody knows about because he sat out last year is Alex Hicks, 6'8", 6'9", inside out, forward, center. Who's really skilled, who's got a chance down the line to be one of the best players in the Sun Belt. So got a bunch of other guys back, Daniel Peace and Jeremy Holloman, seniors who started. I think Peace started every game. Jeremy started almost every game. Sean Hopkins, who started a lot of games. Yarrow Moravec and Aaron Ariri, big physical guys inside. B.J. Miller, an explosive guard on the perimeter. Yeah. So we've got a lot of guys back, and we've just got to gel those guys with our new guys and before we start playing here in less than a month. Yeah, and playing soon, but an opportunity before you play for fans to get to know the Trojans and have a little excitement in what's become a fun tradition here, Trojan Madness. Let's talk a little about Trojan Madness and return to Trojan Madness this year. So. Yeah, we think it's going to be on October 25th or the 26th, one of those 2 days, but Chick-fil-A has been the corporate sponsor. They've done a tremendous job. They had a change in ownership, but the new owners all in, and it's been a really exciting event for our campus. The students have come out for it. Our players have gotten excited about it, and we're looking forward to doing that again because it's always an introduction of the new team. And as a coach has said, you kind of want to get past it so we can get on to the real stuff. But it's coming up in probably 2 weeks. And now get folks excited for the start of the season. And before we get into conference play, you've got kind of a hectic schedule, pre-conference schedule there, especially a big road trip there in the middle. Talk a little about your pre-conference schedule starting things off. So, well, we open up with a couple of home games, and then we go on the road and seem like we don't come back for about a month. But we try to schedule our road games either during the Thanksgiving break, which we have a week long here, or during the Christmas break, so our guys don't miss class in the first semester because they miss so much class second semester it's out of control because of the conference schedule. But yeah, we do. We go to we play at Eastern Illinois on a Monday. We play on that same Wednesday, we're at San Francisco, and then on that same Friday, we're at Hawaii. So we're going to get a lot of frequent flyer miles. But it's an exciting trip. It'll be a challenging one, but our guys are looking forward to it. We also play at UAB, who's preseason picked to win the Conference USA this year. And we've got South Florida coming in here on December 1st, which should be an exciting game. Fun game for them coming out of the American Athletic Conference. Of course, and here's hoping that the Trojan fans come out and check out all the action, including Trojan Madness, get things started in the real games once they get started here at Trojan Arena. So, Phil, thanks for joining us today, and good luck this season. Thank you, Aaron. All right, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the third week of October 2016. Find out what's happening throughout the week. You can tune in to Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday, or anytime by following us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy TrojanVision News fan page on Facebook. See links to online content from Troy TrojanVision News. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy TrojanVision Weekly. Have a good week.